Welcome to the Self Trust Frequency podcast. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Suzanne. I'm a Reiki master located in Texas. I'm obsessed with energy work, chakras, Reiki, and the soul self. And so I like to bring a topic every week about how to build your self trust because I believe that you're a soul who chose this body, who chose your life, and you chose it for a reason. The reason that we choose our lives as a soul is for soul evolution. And so, to be in your body and be in your life, I'm here to help you recognize the energy of the soul that's flowing through you and to help clear the way for more of that energy to be your guide. And I invite you to start acting on these soul lessons that you are here to learn, how you pick this life, so that ultimately what it comes down to is self trust and following your intuition. So that means following your intuitive hits, following the breadcrumbs from the universe on where to head, where to go, how to act on your gifts, how to heal, how to share your gifts. So today we're going to talk about a specific topic on episode 9 here on how to glow from your energy body and share your energy no matter what the context. So, a lot of times when we have been on a spiritual path or we're starting to practice our gifts, we keep it to ourselves. We don't share our gifts in all contexts. We code switch. We change who we are depending on the context, and we change our energy depending on the context. So, the topic today is sharing how we can perhaps that I'm inviting you to stop doing that. We can be ourselves and exude our energy, our light body, our soul energy, no matter what the context. And so let's get into this. So let's go to the spirit world for a second. So, in between lives, you are soul energy in the spirit world, and you and your guides and ascended masters help select which life you're going to incarnate in. So, as you choose the life with your guides and ascended masters that will be the most beneficial for your soul lessons, you chose the life you're in right now, which is like the most mind blowing thing, which is why I love this topic so much. It's like right here, right now, this life. So if you're a soul incarnated in this life, let's start listening to the soul. Let's start listening to why you chose this life. And it's the soul and the gifts the soul's here to share want to flow through you, and I invite you to let them. And that means getting out of the way, not blocking yourself. So listen, developing your intuition, acting on it, taking aligned action on the things that excite you. So following the path of excitement and seeing where it goes. Your soul will guide you if you can begin to listen to it. So that's the essence of this self trust frequency. I guess I could have called it the soul trust frequency, but I like self trust here on earth. So, as we're going into this topic of letting who you are glow through you in all contexts, what I want to say is that when a lot of people begin their spiritual journey, and working with things that are in the metaphysical realm, they're usually leaving a lot of people in their life behind them. And that doesn't need to be literally, but like it figuratively, it feels that way. It feels like you're going down a path that the people around you may not understand. And it may even feel dangerous or negative because the people around you may have certain religious beliefs where they don't agree with what you're doing, or you may face judgment for your spiritual path and awakening your spiritual gifts. If we are acting outside of traditional Christianity as it is in the US today, there is a lot of judgment and fear around that. And so I just want to acknowledge that the spiritual path is not easy when we think about it here on earth, because our community is really important to us and our family is really important to us. And as you raise your frequency, you're vibrating in a different emotional field. So I encourage you to Google like the frequency of different emotions. So if people are in shame, guilt, regret, fear, these all vibrate at lower frequencies. And as you even come up to neutrality, equanimity, joy, happiness, love, peace, these all vibrate higher. And so, like attracts like. So, as you're raising your frequency and your light bodies coming through you because you're connecting with this soul energy, there are people who have not activated their light body. And by that, I mean they haven't connected with their soul energy and allowed it to come through. They are not vibrating on the same level as you anymore. And that's why people call it ascending or awakening. And there's this sense that the energy inside your body and the energy outside your body is one continuous space. And so in energy medicine, I think of it like everyone has a gorgeous energy bubble around you that's your energy. And your energy is flowing and exuding. And the people around you might not be so connected to their energy body and their soul energy. And they may not even believe that they're souls that are here on earth. They may have different beliefs completely. I acknowledge that your spiritual path can feel lonely, especially for ex Christians. I meet a lot of women who identify as they're deconstructing Christianity for their life because the version of it that they experienced felt very judgmental and ostracized people in their lives who were LGBTQ plus. So there's a lot here. It's not so simple and easy. So oftentimes a spiritual journey is a dark night of the soul journey, and you are going to have to go inward for answers, and you can reach out to other people on spiritual paths and who have been on it longer than you so that you can get support and feel stabilized in that. So, there's usually metaphysical stores and energy workers and people. It's like your intuition will help guide you to find the right communities to support you. My message is that it's counterintuitive to allow shame to be part of the spiritual journey. So, the way it usually unfolds from what I've seen working with a lot of different people. And I teach an intuitive immersion course where we go into your spiritual gifts and start walking this path. And so just working with people in my women's circle, Reiki clients, people in intuitive immersion, it's like I've started to see that the path usually starts in secret and the path usually doesn't make sense to everyone around you. And you walk your path courageously and perhaps a little quietly. And that's fine. You can protect it in that way. And as you walk your spiritual path, you will find who is neutrally accepting of it, people who disagree with it, people who kind of fall away from your life, and new friendships and community that form around it. And so it just evolves like everything in your life, it evolves as you evolve. So I invite you to not take your path into spirituality and gifts and whatever sort of spiritual modality or, guides or spirit you are called to work with, to not have any shame in that, because I truly think the spiritual path that you are drawn to is soul led. It's not hurting anyone else. It's extremely meaningful and enlightening to you. It's exciting, it's compelling. That's your soul talking. And part of the self trust frequency is starting to give value and weight and meaning to the things that have a resonance of truth to you. It doesn't really matter if they make sense to literally anyone else. It's about what's meaningful to you. That's the first part of this topic. So I'm curious, you feel free, like, I'd love to hear people's stories. So feel free to comment below how this process has been for you in terms of, being kind of more open about your gifts or pursuing your path of spirituality. I just truly encourage you to embrace it and seek like minded community because I support you in your path. So, this is part one. The second part will drop next Thursday. So, you can always look for these episodes in your YouTube or Spotify feed under the self trust frequency. And in our part two, we'll talk about how to not have to turn off who you are. And in any context, you can exude your energy. Even without telling people what you believe, you can always broadcast who you are. You don't feel like you need to turn it on and off. All right. Take care. I'll see you next week.